recognized for 5 minutes, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Admiral, thank you so much for being here. I really want to dovetail on my colleague from Texas, what he was asking about the amount of personnel and equipment, supplies, attention to the Caribbean area. It was, I took a Codell with a group. We had an incident with an Oklahoma and several people from the United States and one of the Caribbean islands recently. And it was astounding to find out as far out into the Caribbean area as Turks and Caicos that there was a patrol element and that we were spending so many resources in that area. What is the footprint, just, I guess, Turks and Caicos in the Puerto Rico area, what does that footprint look like in that Turks and Caicos region? And the reason why I'm asking this question, I am concerned that maybe we are providing services, and I can tell you from meeting with the leaders of that country, that I think probably is taken for granted. I can absolutely tell you that by meeting with their leadership, their governor, the AG. I don't think that they understand in terms of just how they benefit from the American taxpayer. Are we spending too much time and resources there where some of those assignments could be moved closer to the Florida area?
We have Coast Guard assets deployed into the maritime vectors where we historically see maritime migration to ensure that we prevent those illegal migrant attempts into the United States. You asked specifically about Puerto Rico. We have Coast Guard assets based in Puerto Rico, both fast response cutters and people at stations as well as an air station to create that presence that is critical to deterring those illegal effects. Much of the work we do, it's not just the Coast Guard, it's interagency work, and we do work with allies and partner nations as we look to mitigate and prevent illegal migration attempts.
But in regards to the amount of assignment that's that far away from the mainland, my question is, are we being as efficient as we could be? If I have a reason to play defense, there's a reason why you have post in the game of basketball, because you kind of concentrate manpower closer to where the goal is. For the goal for illegal immigration is get access to the mainland. My question is, are we sending so much personnel, equipment, time spent so far, thousands of miles off the mainland coast, that your recruitment numbers are down, that maybe we'd be better spent focusing closer to our mainland?
I'm happy to have staff come over and walk through the complexity of how we play, how we create that deterrent effect in going, providing a defense further from the shore than being in your own end zone is an effective strategy, and we have a multiple layered approach to doing that. The Coast Guard men and women that do this work, they understand the work, they enjoy the work, they take meaning and value from the work, and again, it is critical to our national security as we work to create homeland security.
I want to switch topics in regards to the cutter and in terms of the contract. You have every expectation that what will happen is, with the design still being tweaked this late, and you've already awarded a contract. They turned in a bid. It was awarded by the government. They've already been establishing an increase in their spend to be able to have the capacity. I don't know what that would look like, if it's cranes, if it's footprint, if it's size, to be able to do something which, it's a very limited scope specialty. But if your design is not complete, they're going to issue a massive change order. And then what wiggle room in negotiation does the federal government have to make sure that awarded contract, that they just don't name the price, and we have the ability to say, wait a minute, that's way outside of bounds. I don't understand why the design, we have two in operation right now, and we're just wanting to add another one that's updated. Why is it taking so long to get a design that we know is going to be eaten financially up by change orders?
We have not built a polar security cutter or a heavy icebreaker as a nation for nearly 50 years. It'll be a big, complex ship. I am confident in the design and that when we field that ship, it will meet the needs of the nation. We've been working with the shipbuilder to get to the level of design you need to, when you begin to cut steel, that the ship is going to be, delivered with a predictable schedule and predictable budget. I owe the committee an update on schedule and budget. We have been building modules that the shipyard has been learning from with regard to the complexity of welding and assembly, and those modules will eventually come forward into the ship that we're building. I'm confident in the builder that we have the contract with.
I yield.